Hey folks, welcome back. I didn't do a video yesterday, but I put like a little survey up on the community page, and it's been an awful busy last couple of days. It's been an awfully weird last couple of days. So now that I'm working part-time, I get to be around different people, and the only thing we have in common pretty much is the place of employment, right? So, oh boy, I'm getting so, the longer I don't have much contact with people, the less I really can tolerate people, and I'm so tired and so burnt out, encouraging people to stalk and all of that, because I've been doing this way before I started on YouTube, right? So, and again, my obligation stopped when our quote-unquote leader announced there's going to be food shortages. So I've just kind of been doing my own thing, right? So yesterday and today, I was doing my thing, and this lady walked in and was talking to another lady, and they were about 10 feet from me, so I couldn't help but hear. And she goes, "Oh my God, my grocery bill went through the roof over the weekend." And I didn't say anything. I just didn't say anything. And the other lady said, "Yeah, my husband's been bringing home all this food." She goes, "There's really no place to put it. I told him if he kept on bringing home food, that he's going to build me a nice shelf to put it on, because I'm not going to have that in my way. It's going to have its own place." And the other lady she just was, seriously folks, she was in a panic. She was talking about war, and she's talking about all of this stuff in very dramatic fashion. So I don't know who's been talking to her or what she heard or whatnot, but Russia was her worst enemy yesterday. So, and again, I didn't say anything. They weren't talking to me, and I just didn't put any input. I just kept doing what I was there to do. And they kept talking. They just kept talking about this and that, and the price of, I can't remember what it was. One of the ladies couldn't believe the price of something. And a couple of weeks ago, I would have jumped right in that conversation. No, I just stayed right out of it this one. I just stayed right out of it. So, but I was happy to see that people were, they had to be hit upside the head before they noticed it, but at least they're noticing it, right? So today, oh boy, another staff, another employee. She was talking to someone on the phone, and again, it was right beside me. I'm not really sure why people feel that they can have family discussions, around other people. I mean, whatever, I guess. If I'm going to have a family discussion, I'm going to excuse myself and go, have a private conversation. But this person didn't. She, apparently her husband said that he was going to start culling their older birds. And I don't know if they have a good relationship or not, folks, but he's the one that buys the grain. He's the one that feeds them. And she just goes out and picks them up and they're her pets, right? But she doesn't do any of the work. She told me this afterwards. So she told her husband that under no circumstances was he going to kill her babies. And she put him on speaker, and I felt really uncomfortable, folks. I felt uncomfortable, but there was no place I could go. And because she had to set the phone down because she had to do something with both her hands, so she put him on speaker, and he said, for God's sakes, he said, at least we need to start eating the eggs. And she said that any chicken of hers that lays an egg, they were not going to eat. They were never going to start eating those eggs because they were potential chicks. So not only could she not fathom eating her chickens, the eggs that the chickens lay could be potential chicks, and she couldn't stand to eat potential chicks, folks. So what they do with their eggs, I have no idea. No idea what they do to their eggs if they're not eating them, and they're not going to give them away to people who do eat them. And she's not allowing them to hatch. So I'm not really sure what she's doing with those eggs, but it's these people that are going to really get a big wake-up call. I will never eat that. I will never eat this. There's no way I could ever eat something. And those people have never had a hungry belly. So the husband was complaining about the cost of feed going up, and they weren't eating the chickens, and they weren't eating the eggs, and how ridiculous it was, and he's the one that tends to them. And so I finally excused myself, and I went into the bathroom. I didn't have to go to the bathroom, folks, but I just couldn't. It was uncomfortable for me to even be near that conversation, and it didn't bother her a bit. So I went into the bathroom and stayed there for a minute and came back out, and her face was beet red. She was some hopping mad, folks, thinking that her husband was putting his foot down, but she ended up winning. But I don't know. I just don't understand, folks. I don't understand. So it's been a weird couple of days, and they've been long days, and I apologize for not putting a video out yesterday. And this is just really not even a video. It's just me in front of my wood stove and trying to relax before I go out and do evening chores. It's been awfully cold here, folks, and windy. We had a couple of inches, I don't know, 2 days ago, and the wind has just never stopped. So it's been awfully cold. I think the warmest it's supposed to be this week is like low 40s or 40 or something like that, but windy and cloudy. So I guess tomorrow is supposed to be partly sunny, but we'll see. So there's a few things that I am going to talk about. It'll probably be toward the end of the week. Even though the days are getting longer here, that means I'm getting more done during the day. So I'd like to use as much daylight as I can. It's still too early to forage. It's still too early to get in the garden. But there's a lot of things that need to be done before the garden even gets here, and we haven't even started our firewood. And so it's just a busy time of year, the start of a really busy spring and summer. But I'll try to get on here, if not every day, every other day. So please be patient. when things start coming out so I can forage, we'll be doing a lot of foraging, folks, alright? And we'll just have to go from there. There's a few projects I'm going to be working on that some of you may be interested. So we'll just play it by ear, alright? I appreciate you coming back. All you new subscribers. Boy, I guess I got like 20 or 30 subscribers in like the last 2 days, folks. That's pretty awesome. Thank you very much. So we're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Warmer weather will come eventually. It'll come eventually. So hang in there. Steadfast. Stack it to the rafters, folks. Get yourselves prepared. And for those of you who either deal with the public or are around people during the day, I just don't know how you do it, folks. I don't know how you do it. I bite my tongue and I shake my head, and when I hear a conversation, okay, that one's gonna die the first month. Well, that one will probably die the first day because she'll just have a total meltdown and she'll just give up. And there are some that I say, oh, this one's got it. This one's got it under control. She knows what she's doing. So they're still all over the place, but there seems to be more way underprepared or some that just don't have a clue. Just don't have a clue about what's going on. And again, it's not my job to educate anymore. I'm burnt out. I've been doing it so long, folks. I'm just kind of burnt out, and I just need to save that energy for me. And that seems selfish, but if somebody engages in a conversation with me, I'll hold the conversation. But I'm just not going to initiate it. It's just too draining. So there's a lot coming up. Waiting for warmer weather, waiting for the snow to melt, waiting for the frost to come out of the ground, waiting for the ice to thaw, waiting for the water to warm up, the soil to warm up. So it's going to be a lot of videos. A lot of videos coming a little bit later, alright? But I just want to remind folks that my reception isn't all that great here, so I get on when I can and I post what I can. And it's an awful busy lifestyle. So thank you for being patient. Thank you for coming back. And take care. Have a good night.